new phone that's just come out on Android, and Larry Page actually shared that on Google+. So we're really kind of building these social signals into all of our products. YouTube's another example. So, YouTube has always tried to guess what videos you might want to watch based on other videos you watch, but now it's also showing you videos that your friends watch, which arguably, is probably more interesting than what the algorithm thinks you might want to watch. So that brings me to Google+, because Google+ really for us is the place where you make those choices, where you decide what to share and with whom, so that it pops up all over Google. It's very, very early days. It launched only 4 months ago, so we kind of very much talk about it as a project, and we're constantly making improvements. I think the product team shipped about 100 features in the first 90 days of the product, which is, like, even by Google standards, an absolutely astonishing feat. And many of those were in response to user feedback, so it's definitely not finished. It's very much an ongoing project. You might ask, why is it called Google+? That's kind of a weird name, a plus. That was actually very deliberate. So it's all about Google plus you. So it's about adding you and your friends into Google. And the kind of core of it, there's a couple of features that really make the Google approach to sharing different. And one of them is circles. So one of the insights we had was that people in real life group their friends into buckets, right? So I have my family, I have my London friends, I have my Berlin friends, I have Googlers, I have startup people, because I do a lot of work with startups. And so what I can do in Google+, I can put these into different circles. So it's just like, real life. And it means that I can actually segment them in the way I want. I'm going to show you this little video, because it really kind of sums up the idea of circles really nicely. If it loads. That's not my video. Okay, that's my video. Can we have some sound? Okay, so you get the idea. It's very fun, it's very fluid. You can put people in different circles, and the best thing is they don't know what circle you put them in. So it means that when you're in the product, you can read your stream by those circles. So you will never miss that very important post again, buried in an onslaught of your friends telling you what they had for breakfast this morning, because you can segment your stream. And it also, more importantly, means you can share much more selectively. So for instance, if you look at my public stream on Google+, you will only see about 1/3 of my posts, because 2/3 of them are pictures and little updates about my son, who's 4 years old, and I only post those to my family and my friends, because I don't want it to be in my public stream. Many of those I upload directly from the phone. I lost my phone twice, along with all the photos on the phone, which is a bit of a disaster for me. And now I've basically set my Google+ so that it instantly uploads them to the cloud. So whenever I want to then share the photo, I can either do it directly from the phone through the phone app, or I can do it in the product on desktop as well. And photos has been like a real surprise for us. About 3.4 billion photos were uploaded in the first 3 months. So it's like photographers have really, really embraced it. As you would expect from Google, the search is pretty good. So you could search like who in your friends has posted about a place that you're going to, for instance. It also supports hashtags, etc. But the other feature that I really want to talk to you about is Hangouts. And this is another example of how we try to make the sharing much more like in real life. So in real life, when you've got really good news or really bad news, the best way to share those news is actually face-to-face. And Hangouts is the closest that we think we can get to this. So it's basically multi-user video chat. People can just dial in. This is like a book club, that get together every week and discuss books virtually. But there have been lots of applications of Hangouts. Desmond Tutu and Dalai Lama hung out recently. This is quite a lovely story. So allegedly South Africa didn't give a visa to the Dalai Lama. And so the Dalai Lama couldn't travel to deliver a lecture for Desmond Tutu's 80th birthday. So what we did is we kind of connected them virtually in a hangout, and the Dalai Lama gave his speech. This is another video I wanted to show you, but I don't have time, so go on YouTube and search for Dalai Lama hangout. It's really sweet, and he's sort of like, oh, this is so cool. We've had the Muppets in a hangout, so all these people like me who grew up with the Muppets, were able to join the Muppets in a hangout. They're promoting their new film, so it's kind of it's kind of in their interest to do it. So it's semi-commercial, but it's still very cool. And then all across the world, people have started using Hangouts. Here in Turkey, we're really excited that CNN Turk has started to use them in a weekly talk show. So every Friday, they bring people into the talk show via Hangouts. Which kind of brings me to the business part of it. So all the things I've shown you so far have been, we started with the user side. We really wanted to make the product work for the users before we even thought about the business. But this month, we actually opened it up to businesses and launched Google Plus Pages. We had quite a lot of demand from businesses who, from the beginning, wanted to set up pages, and we were so focused on all the user stuff that we couldn't do it earlier. And even now, it's a very basic product. So don't go and compare it to competitors, etc. We know it's early days, and it's one of the ones that will get better, I promise. So brands have jumped on board. I love the Burberry example. It's like how to show the weather in England in a Plus page. That's like a little animated GIF that shows you the rain. Fiat in the Netherlands did a really cool thing where they actually launched a new car in a Hangout. So they got 9 fans into a Hangout, and the designer, that's the designer, introduces the car in the Hangout. And it was quite a magical experience, both for the users in the Hangout as well as for him. But it's not just businesses, it's charities, it's celebrities, movie stars, I mentioned the Muppets earlier, are kind of jumping on board and starting to use it. And they're really starting to use it in very imaginative ways. So Tiziano Ferro is a singer in Italy that's huge in Italy, and he launched his album on Google Plus and on YouTube. And then he invited 9 of his biggest fans to his press conference. Very nice idea. So he's like, you can see him there on his Hangout during the press conference, and 9 of his fans are in it. And I think he got as much PR for that as he did for the album launch. So his PR people were pretty happy about that. So I hope you agree with me that if we combine pages and people, it will make a better web. So it's not just about being on one particular application. It's actually about kind of thinking about all the different things that we do. So at Google, we're currently building social into all these products. Same thing for you. You should be thinking about how can you use it across your business. And there's definitely, it's one of the biggest kind of drivers of change at the moment, but it's also super exciting. So if there's only one thing that you take away from my talk, I hope that you have a play with Google Plus, set up your Plus page, and also embed the Google Plus logo into your website. Because one of the things I noticed in Turkey is there's lots of Plus pages by brands that aren't actually the brand. So go and check out if your brand is on there, that's actually not your brand. And we would much prefer it if you are setting up the Plus page for your brand rather than somebody else. OK, that's it. Thank you.